Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking smack at it. Fire, fire. I'll get all into it. In a menudo style direct fashion, as you can tell by that thumbnail today, we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to answer some questions. Dum, dum, dum. The Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. Did he go to prison? Was he in LA County Jail? Did he function on the general population yarda? And who did he roll with? Dun, 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 dun. All right, trip out. Now, in the year 1996, Robert Downey Jr. actually got caught up. He got caught up with some yayo. You know what I mean? Straight up, I'm going to be real, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. No added preservatives. The motherfucker was doing yay, right? Allegedly, right? Anyways, he gets caught in his car, or he gets caught somewhere around the way with gay, and they discover that this fucking baboso has a problem. You know what I mean? He discovers he has, I think he knew he had a problem, but to what degree of problem, he couldn't call it like an alcoholic because he was high. But he starts to indulge in a lot of narcotics, just like any of these other motherfuckers in Hollywood. They're out there getting their issue on. Why wouldn't they? Party time, orale. They got hella feria, they got a big old bag, so now it's time to indulge and enjoy the festivities, right? So that's what Robert Downey Jr. was involved in. Now, somewhere along the line, he gets caught up. He gets caught up and he's in and out of jail. But to what degree of jail? Not the realest degree, right? We're talking about holding tanks. We're talking about overnighters. We're talking about drunk temps. Am I right? I don't know. Can you spell all right? Right? Oh, yeah, I can look to what degree of spell it, right? He can't really do it. But anyways, they let him in and out. And the judge is getting tired of it. So in the year 1999, what happens is he gets pulled over. He gets pulled over and they find him in possession of, I don't know if I could say this shit, black, right? They find him in possession of black, some gay, and of course, a pistol, a gun, right? I don't know why this baboso's rolling around with the gun. Maybe he was, oh, pow, gang banging more than we knew, right? But he's out there doing his thing. So anyways, they pull him over. They book him in LA County Jail. He's done. Now, this Volta grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, his dad being Morton Downey Jr., a very well-known comedian and talk show host at this time in the 70s and 80s. You know, Sasuke, if you don't know who Morton Downey was, I can't call you. That was Mr. Downey. Orale. You know what I mean? In the words of the Hot Rod. Anyways, so this Volta has always been born with this, you know, has always had a silver spoon in his mouth. He's out there. He's a Hollywood baby. He's one of them Hollywood kids. You know, he's out there wiggling. You know, I'm getting high, doing his thing. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, he finds himself sitting there in a motherfucking tank in the LA County Jail. Now it's going to get real life. Now I'm going to answer some real questions, right? So getting caught up, the judge is tired of this. You know, there's only so much you can do. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter the type of feria you have. There's only so much you can do before you push them to doing something. Once you got them in the corner, Holmes, they're either going to fight because there's nowhere to fight, right? So they come out swinging on him and they give him 3 fucking balas, 3 years. So yes, Robert Downey Jr., the Iron Man. He wasn't the Iron Man yet. To what degree of Iron Man? Well, I can't even call it. This Volta's Iron. But he, you know, he's the Iron Man now. This Volta picks up 3 balas, 3 years. Okay, right there in the LA County Jail. From what I've heard, because I personally wasn't the cucaracha on the ground in the cell, but from what I heard from everybody, he actually functioned in the LA County Jail righteously. He actually bought tubos, TVs. There was Voltos from the South Side, homes that were actually there at the time in 1999 in LA County Jail, and say that he actually bought TVs for everybody, all the modules. I don't know this to be a fact. This is just a rumor. This is what he's saying. That's, I'm going to take it for a grain of salt, but at the same time, the guy who's telling me this, I respect him a lot, so I'm going to take it and run with it. Yes, indeed. He wrote graffiti on the bus. Anyway, so here it is. This Volta's buying TVs for everyone. He sure knew how to butter the fucking toast. That's it. He sure knew how to put the mantequilla in the fucking tortilla, huh? That's how you do it. So money's going to buy my power. Orale, lambda. So the Volta did like Carlos, and money bought his fucking way. So he functions in the LA County Jail. He's embraced. He's actually looked after. He's actually looked at as someone who could be solid. Someone who, I mean, you got to understand, and this is California politics. He wasn't in on no funny charges. This Volta wasn't no weirdo according to fucking, you know, the politics of jail and prison. The Volta didn't have no funny cases, nothing like that. He ain't told on no one, didn't have no crime partners, just caught with a pistol, some dope. Orale. That's our type of guy. Orale, vámonos, right? So he's there chilling. And they move him. Okay, it's time for him to go to state prison. Now, he was sentenced to 3 years. So he goes to state prison, and he ends up at the Wasco reception. Okay, this is the year 1999. He's in Wasco reception. Now, anyone that's ever been to prison in the state of California, they know that Wasco is actually the bulldog headquarters when it comes to the California Department of Correction. That's where all the perros are at. Perro chat. I mean, there's barking everywhere. Bulldog, that's where they're at. Okay, there's bulldogs. But he's there. Okay, he goes through the motions, man, 2 weeks. No one's messing with him. People are probably starstruck. Say, okay, man, I'll fucking get your autograph. But you got to understand, prior to this, he wasn't no big-time actor. He was known, but wasn't as known. You know, now that Vato can't go nowhere without fucking pinchy Iron Man. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. Now everybody knows him. But prior to this, he was just doing his thing. He was just a cocaine. Straight up on the yarda. So he goes through Wasco for 2 weeks. He has no problems. There's no one gives him attitude. You know, he's just probably a regular. Most people probably wouldn't even notice him. He's just a fucking white guy, or they assume, you know, whatever he is. So now he gets to his institution. Just like anyone else that's been in prison, you're going to get to a reception. They're going to do all their little testing. They're going to do all their little fucking this and that, beep, beep, boop, 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 to figure out where to place you. Your point levels, your fucking background, your history. He doesn't have an extensive history other than being fucking a dope fiend out there in Hollywood, right? So eventually they end up giving him the minimum of points, and they ship him to SADF in Corcoran. Okay, SADF in Corcoran has a level 4 yard. That was C yard, if I recall. You know what I mean? They had D and E yard, which were level 3, level 4s, and then mostly level 3s, some level 4s overflow. And then they have F yard, and I forget the other, I think G yard, but I know they have F yard, and that's where Robert Downey Jr. ended up on F yard, which was a minimum 1. Okay? So for all the people that are like, oh, he was hardcore, Holmes, he was on a 4 yard, like, why? Why would they put him on a 4 yard? Stop it. Stop it, Bible, so stop it. He wasn't no hardcore criminal walking the 4 yard. He wasn't no motherfucking hitter, you know what I mean, out there doing pegadas for the fucking NF. He wasn't doing none of that. I'm going to tell you exactly what they did to him. This is the truth, unsugar-coated with no added preservatives and none of that other shit. Hometown buffet they put in your food so you eat very little and get full. This ain't none of that. This is real life. I say, orale, get up, Chucky, right? Trip out. In a primera way, I'm going to tell you. This vato went to F dorm. F dorm got about 790 people there. Was he on general population or was he on SNY? The vato was on general population. That's a fact. In the year 1999, F dorm was still at that time GP, general population. Okay? Later on in the year 2002, it did flip and convert to an SNY yard. So Sasuke, I fucking appreciate Robert Downey. He was walking that general population. He was walking the Mainline, the linea. Okay, again, I tell you and I reiterate, there was no reason for him not to. Okay, usually they place big-time actors, anyone who's popular or has some notoriety or anything like that, in an SNY yard. But you got to understand, when he got there in 1999, SNY yards were still fairly new. They were putting nothing but weirdos and like dropouts, high fucking notorious dropout people that were fucking wanted in the highest degree. These were the type of individuals that they started putting into SNY first. Okay, Robert Downey Jr. was just a dope female out of Hollywood. Said, "Okay, órale, ponle. You're going to the GP. If you get whacked, you get whacked." You know what I'm saying? So if some fucking big old hat that fucking bones you, that's on you. You know what I mean? You're going to have to do what any other man would have to do. And let me tell you, the Iron Man stood strong. Toes down to the motherfucking ground. Now, he wasn't on no level 3 or level 4 where the motherfucking action was cracking, where the politics were really being played. He was on a level 1 dorm, F yard in SADF, man. For those of you that don't know what SADF is, that's the Corcoran Substance Abuse Treatment Facility. Okay? That's where he was at. That's probably the biggest treatment facility in the state of California, and a lot of people are sent there for help, but they don't get none. They get poked. Either that way or that way. You know what I mean? That's just a double up. Vatos are mistaking Arby's for fucking culo, right? It's just what it is over there. Anyways, so he ends up going to F yard. He's on the 1 yard. He's functioning. He's doing his thing. Now you ask yourself, okay, Gunn, here's the big question. Who did he run with? Because see, that's always the question I get asked when it comes to prison. Well, if this guy was from Egypt, who would he run with? Fuck, bro. They try to make it as hard as they can. So if Devonta got caught, man, for fucking camels, Holmes, what yard is he going to go to, Gun? Can you tell me that? I bet you can't tell me that. No, fuck, no, I can't tell you that. Because I ain't never seen that, right? I can only tell you what I've seen. I could assume. I assume he's probably going to go to PC, right? You know what I mean? Oh, but then again, it's a camel. That's just, I can't call it. I don't know what that camel identifies as. How old was that camel? Right? Straight up, there's a lot of questions that need to be asked. So, Trip, if it was just a fucking camel that was the same age, so I was thinking they were in some type of relationship, orale, one spit on the other one spit on him, and orale, humpty-bump, orale, ha-la-la-la-la. They were doing their fucking thing. Egyptian lovers, you know what I mean? You ever heard of that? I can't call it like an alcoholic. That motherfucker might be functioning on an active yard. They're like, hey, what are you in for? He just fucked my camel, my friend. Orale, as long as you don't fuck me, get out of here, right? Orale, burpee time, down. So, Trip out. This guy is on a 1 yard, and you ask me, who does he function with? Because that's the question I get asked a lot. And I'll tell you who he functioned with. He functioned with himself. Okay, when it comes to the 1 and 2 yards, it's not political like that. You know, of course, you're going to stick to your own people. I'm pretty sure, and I don't know his nationality. I didn't look too extensively into what the fuck this guy is, man. I just knew that he liked dope and he was from Hollywood. Santa Monica, to be exact. I'm sure he kicked it with his own race. Okay, when it goes to the 1 and 2 yards, man, it usually goes down racial lines. But for the most part, he was in he was in one of those fucking treatment facilities. It was prison, it was GP, it was Mainline, but it wasn't prison. It wasn't prison. Spell that, right? It wasn't menudo prison. It wasn't fucking go over there and get your fucking wig split prison. It was to go over there and get your ass cheek split prison. You know what I mean? As long as you fucking do what you do, you don't have to worry about that. So he was over there just chilling, relaxing, kicking back with whoever he was, going to his 20-hour-a-week program. Of course, when you're a lower level, man, they got all these programs that, his name is Robert Downey Jr. They're going to take care of him. He got his money. They're probably taking pictures, going to pitch the autograph. So going to pinch my butt. That's just what was happening with him. Okay, so I hope I've answered some of the questions and dispelled some of the rumors. No, this guy was never in protective custody. No, this guy never went SNY. SNY was barely started out when he went. Man, in 1999, this motherfucker went through the LA County Jail like a righteous individual. And just that in itself. Mainline, LA County Jail. I don't know what module he was in, but to be anywhere in the LA County Jail functioning, not on fucking high control, not fucking in protective custody. I'm talking about Mainline, GP, General Population, LA County Jail. So I'll give you props, Holmes. That pinche vato is the Iron Man. That vato's Incredible Hulk as well, right? Going on fucking collab. Straight up, he did his thing. Okay, he did his thing. What does it mean to me and you? Not a damn thing. It's just fucking something I wanted to put out there, some questions people ask. You know, because a lot of people get shit misconstrued. They think if you're someone famous, you automatically get put in SNY. And it does happen, man. A lot of these guys do. But some of them walk the main line. So you have a choice. They're just not going to throw you any old place. When it comes to being placed in protective custody, they're going to ask you. In fact, they won't even ask you. They're going to throw you in general population first unless you ask them. You know, I ain't never seen a situation where they're like, oh, you know what? Hey, what are you? You know what I mean? Oh, I can't tell you that. Well, Sasuke, we're going to throw you in SNY then unless you tell us, right? They don't do it like that. It's kind of like, go get killed then, puta. They don't give a fuck. If you honestly in your heart, in your mind, in your fucking brown mind that you have right now, or your white mind, whatever, sprinkle them in, or the brothers, man. If you honestly think in your mind that the officers care about your well-being, you got the game fucked up. They don't give a shit, bro. Sasuke, just don't do it on their shift so they don't have to do paperwork. You know, they're trying to go home and bone their old lady or yours. You know what I mean? That's just straight up what it is. So they'll put you wherever. Now, there are some cases where vatos are just in there for some heinous fucking weirdo shit, and they already know where they're going. They won't even put them in the same cage in R&R because they'll get booked, double up, booked, right straight up. But when it comes to someone like Robert Downey Jr., he was just a fucking mosquito in there. He was just someone that, they don't even want to deal with them. That's scary. Now, because he's the Iron Man and he's worth $300 million and he's fucking a big Hollywood actor and star, it would be a little bit different. I think that they would place him directly to protective custody just based on how much federal he has, and they'd be scared that he'd be getting extorted, and they'd be upset that they couldn't get their issue as well. That's what it really comes down to it. They don't give a fuck if they take the vatos feria. Fuck him and them. Okay, can you sign an autograph, sir? Right? They don't care about none of that. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters to them, like I said, is getting home to get that steak and a blowjob. That's it. I'm on Arby's. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? Now, what happened with Robert Downey Jr. while he was in there was he didn't get involved in no incidents, didn't receive 115. Like I said, people were probably not fucking with him. He was just doing his thing, but he was doing it righteously, man. And I can't take that away from that man. And that man deserves all the credit and respect for being someone that actually fucking walked them yardas and handled his business. Now, subsequently, what happened was his life has changed. We all know that. This fucking Vato's a big fucking time star now. He happened to get the role as Iron Man and says, orale, there you go. You know what I mean? Feria on top of feria, giving it fucking piggyback rides. And I ain't mad at him. I can't hate on that guy's bag. Shit, his bag is bigger than my body, right? But look at this. He was sitting there and he did get a little jug, man, meaning he did get a little help. What happened was his case got overturned, or not necessarily overturned, but they took a second look at his case. He did his appeal, a speedy ass fucking less than a year appeal, I might say, right? He get them, you know, when you got money, things happen. He gets that appeal and they give him credit from every time he's been in county jail, and it amounts to exactly, he ends up doing a little less than a year on this 3-year case. It is what it is, man. He was on level 1, man. He was probably stacking credits, plus he got credit for time served, and they let him out. That's the fucking gist of the story. He gets out, man. He functioned. He did his thing. He said, hey, I paroled active. That's it. You know what I mean? To what point of active, I don't know. He was actively a hotito before he went in, and he actively got out as the Iron Man. Bam. Seasons change, right? Orale. I can tell you how I feel about... Yeah, night and day. Orale, I'll be. You know what I mean? Con one eyebrow. And the vato gets out. Now, since then, his life has changed, man. He hasn't been back incarcerated. He overcame his drug habits or whatever the case may be, and I wish more power to him. But that goes to show you they'll lock anyone up. This system is as corrupt as they come. But if you're also out there doing crime, you're out there getting caught with a pistol, some H, what do you expect? What do you think? That you're immune to it just because you got a little bag? Fuck you, Holmes. Hey, look at Young Thugs in there right now trying to tell on everyone. He ain't immune. You know what I mean? Who's that other motherfucker with him that already told on him? He's that about the money can't buy you love, money. Who sings that? That's old school Dre shit, right? Anyways, that's just the way it is. But a lot of people were asking me about Robert Downey Jr. Who did he function with? He functioned with himself and probably his race, whoever his people were. You know, on a level 1 yard, I don't think it really matters. I can't tell you, though. I've never been on a level 1 yard. It's not like that. But as far as him being incarcerated and doing his thing, that's how it was. Now, there's other famous people that are incarcerated, like Suge Knight, who's on an SNY yard right now. That's a fact, Holmes. You know what I mean? Just is what it is. That's where they placed him. That's where they placed old Big Simple Simon, right? And there's also fucking rappers like X-Rated that did do time on the mainline, but then slid into SNY for one reason or another, right? And then there's other rappers like Flesh and Bone who did their whole time on mainline. One never knows, does one. Okay, at the same time, it doesn't matter who you think you are, what you think you are. It's where the administration places you for your own safety and security, for the safety and security of the institution. That's the get down. Now, people are going to say, well, was he kicking it with the Norteños or the Southsiders? I'm pretty sure that if he did get a gang affiliated, if not the white boys, because I don't know what he is, then he would probably be a resident for the Southside based on he's from fucking Santa Monica. That's just the way it is. He definitely wouldn't rock with the Norteños because they don't give a fuck about him. At the end of the day, I don't think the Southsiders did either. More people were concerned with the bag he had. And his bag wasn't that big yet. If he would go back in with that bag, everybody would want to recruit him. It's just the way it is. Anyways, with that being said, gente, just some questions I wanted to answer. Yes, he did walk the linea. Yes, he did do his thing in LA County Jail. I'm more proud of him in the LA County Jail than SADF. Fuck SADF 1 yard. That ain't shit, right? But to go to the LA County Jail and the module and function the way he did, the wind fucking blew that day. The wiggle was definitely real for the Iron Man. I definitely and really could say at the end of the day, he is the Iron Man for doing that one. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about your familia. The struggle is real. Go out there, get it. Don't let no one tell you you can't. So that's it, because you can't. If you want to, get off your fucking lazy ass and do a burpee. You know what I mean? One time here. Roll that mattress up, I say. Straight up. If you like this, please hit that like and subscribe. It's just a story, man, but it's a true story. If not, you can hit that thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears this Raiders crown. I'm going to continue to struggle and strive for you already know what it is. Brown people and all people around me in society. Let's be productive members of society. Go out there and get it to obtain the things we want in life gradually without fucking having impulse and taking it. Utterly, they're gone.